Hi everyone! Welcome to Live with Janome. I'm Ann Hine, Embroidery Software Specialist for Janome America, and I'm just pulling us up on Facebook so that I can follow along with you guys. Let me see here. I'll put it this way so I can see the comments. All right, let me put the camera on and say a proper hello. Hi everyone. So welcome to Janome Live. I'm Ann Hine, Embroidery Software Specialist for Janome America, and today we're talking about apps and software, what goes with what machine, and who can use what. So hopefully this will help you out with what machine you have and what's available for it. And a lot of the things are free or came with your machine, and hopefully you're taking advantage of that and using it to its fullest. I've been trying to, over the past few weeks, do some extra videos on our extra software, not just Artistic Digitizer, because that is my favorite. And Artistic Digitizer is really for all of our embroidery machines, and it's multi-formatted, so you can use it with other brands of machines as well. So that's kind of a nice thing. I mean, some of us have machines from other brands. Not me, I'm Janome through and through. So that's what I have here. But anyways, let me see who's out there. Marty's here. If you're there, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what machine that you use so that I know what I'm going to cover, because I'm going to talk about different machines, and I'm going to start at the beginning here with our CM17. So that's the first one I'm going to talk about, and because it is our newest machine for embroidery, so I'm going to start right there at the top, and it's sitting right behind me too. So with your CM17, you receive Artistic Digitizer Junior. It's in that black box with your quilting stuff. And once I go through all of these, what's with each machine, I'll go back through and show you on the computer what everything is, because I have it set up for that today. So you get Artistic Digitizer Junior, and of course you can upgrade that to the full program, and I always recommend everybody do that. You want all the tools when you're playing. The other thing that comes with your machine, and it's with a QR code. Many of our things now are coming with QR codes in your Quick Start Guide. You will see the AccuStitch program, and AccuStitch has Stitch Composer in it as well. So you can create decorative stitches for the sewing side of your machine, and you can take those stitches and bring them into AccuStitch and make other designs. There's built-in shapes, and you can take those decorative stitches on the embroidery side and make them larger and longer and play with them that way. And you can combine them and do things like that. That's AccuStitch. And then we have Quilt Block Advisor. So that's available on one of those QR codes, and on these are all PC software that I'm talking about, except for Artistic Digitizer. But the Quilt Block Advisor has 10 or 12 blocks in there that you can choose, and then you can put in your parameters of how big you want that block. And then it will calculate what size pieces you need, and it'll show you the pieces to cut, and then there's directions on how to sew it together. So if you're a non-quilter and you wanted to do a quilt block, that's a great way to look at things. Or if you're a quilter and you're not sure what you want to do that day, you have that option to go look at our Quilt Block Advisor. Now, I do want to mention, I'm going to go machine by machine, but some of our options are available for other machines as well. So I'm going to try to hopefully make it more clear as we go. You also will get the screensaver with your CM17. Okay, so you have that option as well, and that's where you can see back here my screensaver keeps changing. So you can input your pictures into there and then send them over to your machine, or bring them over by a USB stick and upload them, and then they will go through. You won't see where they are in your machine until they come out up here, but if you turn off your sleep thing to like a low sleep thing, it'll be better that way. All right. Oh, there we go. Hi, Diana. Welcome. We have an M7 and a 15,000 so far today. All right. And then let me look up here. Oh, good. All right. So for apps for our CM17, we have the embroidery link, which includes the monitor program, and it's an editing program, and you can resize to hoop. It recalculates stitches. You can cut things away. It's a great little app. These are all free. All of this that I'm talking about so far, all free with your CM17. The screensaver is an app as well. You could have it on your iPad, or now for the CM17, our apps are both iPad and Android, and some of them go on an Android phone or an iPhone. Some of them can't because of just the way they're made. All right. Okay. Oh, all right, Jeannie. See, she has both the 500E, a 550E, and another brand. So Artistic Digitizer is perfect for her. All right. So I said screensaver. We have AccuSetter for our CM17. Perfect placement. Love that app. AccuSketch for drawing and creating line art. We also have Quilt Block Advisor as an app. And then we have AccuAssist, which is a bit like a manual in the palm of your hand. And it's for both the sewing and the embroidery side. Now, many of these things I have done videos on before, so you can always search them by topic using the search box at the top of the page, the magnifying search box that searches this page, not all of Facebook. Let me think what else I can say about these apps. Okay, so that's all for our CM17. So let me tell you what we have for our 15,000 owners. Here's our MC 15,000. Now we've had the 15,000 for a while, and it comes with Horizon Link Suite. And I'm going to open that up when I get to the computer and show you what's inside it. It's a lot. It's jam-packed with lots of things in there, including a pattern combo tool, AccuFill, screensaver, stitch composer, and there's some help movies, and the installer for the USB if you're going to do that. And so when we have a Wi-Fi machine and it comes with software, that like this CM17 and the 15,000, you can access through your software wireless function to send to your machine, or you can go through your apps the same way. So on the app side of things, there's Quilt Block Advisor. Now, again, that's both PC and an app, like it was for the CM17. We have AccuMonitor, AccuSetter, AccuSketch, Quilt Block Advisor as an app, and Screensaver. So many of those you just heard when I talked about with the CM17. So if you were a 15 owner and you moved up, many of those apps, you just have to update them to see your CM17 in there. And you can also, there's toggle switches in there now so that you can toggle between a 17, a 15, and the S9 as well. So let me see what else people are here. Hi, Amy. Good to see you. It's been a long time since I've seen Amy. Oh, my goodness. All right. So let's talk about the Wayback Machine. And this is good that Amy's here because she can help with that. The MC 12,000 and our 14,000. So these two machines, they come with Horizon Link. And that's very much like Horizon Link Suite, but there's a little bit less in there. And there's no apps or Wi-Fi with those machines. So it's more limited, but of course you can use Artistic Digitizer with that as well. So that was, let me change my little thing here and close that. There we go, and open there. Can't see where I'm going here. Let's turn that off, There we go. So that was our 12 and 14. So let's move on to our S9. And the S9, again, this is a Wi-Fi machine. So what you heard me say about the CM17, the 15,000, many of those things are available for your S9. Do we have any S9 owners out there? Oh, we have an M8. I'll talk about those sewing machines in a minute because there are apps for those. So with your S9, or your and you have the AccuTools, which is for PC, and that comes with your machine. These are all things that come with your machine, and in that is your embroidery editor, and there's more things I'm going to show you in there: Stitch Composer, Screensaver, and etc. That's all within your AccuTools. So we will open that on my computer and show you. And then for apps, again, you have AccuSketch, AccuSetter, you have AccuMonitor, and AccuEdit. All of those for your S9 on the app side. Now, purchasable, this is really for many machines because you can save it as a GIF and email it to yourself. We do have an app, it's an older app called AccuDesign, and you would have to purchase it. So some people like to use that as well. They're still using it, but it is a purchasable app, and you can go in the App Store, and I think it's available for Android in the Play Store as well. And of course, S9s can use Artistic Digitizer. Okay. All right. Well, yes, we're talking embroidery apps, but I also have a few apps I'll show you when I go to my apps page that are for our sewing machines. And then we also have our 550E and our 500E and the 550E LE. Now those come with Embroidery Editor, which is just the editing portion of some of the programs I'm going to show you. So it's a great way to be able to look at your designs, merge designs, play with lettering, all that kind of stuff on a computer rather than on the screen of your machine. And then you can send it by cable or USB, except for the 550. I think that one, I can never remember. Is that one USB only or cable only? It's one or the other. Now you can purchase for your 550E, your 500 line, the 500, 550E, that whole line, you can purchase an AccuFill program. So that is it's a quilting in the hoop program that will help you calculate how many hoopings for your quilt, and that you can build designs in there and use the stipple feature as well. You can purchase AccuStitch, which I mentioned earlier, which works with has Stitch Composer built in. And I might not have said that for the S9, but AccuStitch is one that you can purchase for the S9. Everybody can use AccuStitch. All right, so let me just cover one last part here. So we have machines that I didn't mention. And so for those machines, I really wanted to mention for the first machines what things come with your machine so that you make sure you're using them to the full potential. And if you have to, you can go back and listen to the sections I did on each machine to make sure that you are picking up everything that you have for your machine. Okay, so for all machines, everyone can use, as I mentioned at the top, Artistic Digitizer. It is multi-formatted, so it's not just Jeff files. Jeff works for Jeff. It also works for our other brands. So if you are multi-branded like Jeannie was, you can use Artistic Digitizer for everything. It comes in a junior program and a full program. I always recommend the full program because you get all the tools. If you have the junior, there is an upgrade kit, so you can make it a full program. And then for apps, the app that everyone can, before we go to apps, AccuStitch with Stitch Composer, you can purchase that. That's standalone. So any of our machines that it didn't come packaged with, you can purchase that through your dealer. And I think it's only about $50, somewhere in that range. And it gives you a wide range of things to play with. I love playing with AccuStitch and Stitch Composer and creating stitches. Even the 500E, 550E, that line, even though you don't have a sewing side, you can create your own decorative stitches to use in your embroidery machine. So that's kind of fun. It really is. So that's what that is. And of course, AccuDesign, I mentioned that app. That's the purchasable app. It's older. We haven't, we don't use it as much. Some people really use it still, but we don't use it as much now that we've come out with Embroidery Link for our CM17. Those two are similar. If you have Embroidery Link for the CM17, there's a lot of the same features that were in AccuDesign that are in there. So that makes that sense there. All right, so let me make sure I didn't miss any questions here. Right, yeah, Amy, so the ELE, right, the limited edition is the one that's only USB. Is that correct? Did I say that right? I don't know why I have that mixed up. I meant to write it in my notes. All right, so let me turn this off. I'm going to go over to my computer, and I am going to... let's get this one out of the way. And then I'm going to put up first we're going to talk about Artistic Digitizer, so I can show you that really quickly. And then we'll go to what other software we have, and then I'll talk about the apps from there. Okay, I do have it right. Okay. It's always good to have a second brain in the crowd to help with these things. All right, so let's go over here. If this works, there we go. And we are at, this is Artistic Digitizer. This is the welcome page. So when you open your software, you will see this first. I have a little extra window here I'm going to close. I don't think you guys can see it, but there it is. All right, so when you come to your program, on the left side is how you would go into the program. In the middle are anything you worked on recently, and then there are built-in videos. Now we also have tons and tons of videos over on our full support page called Janome Artistic Digitizer. That's where I hang out a lot of the time. I'll show you my favorite function down here to go into the program is the browse function. Because when I click on browse, I can go under devices here, and let me move this down a little bit. There we go. And I can see my CM17 and anything that I've saved to my built-in drive, or even into a USB that I have stuck in my machine. So I love that I have access to everything. This is because it's Wi-Fi. So if with the CM17, that's what you would have. But anybody can use this program, and your devices like a USB that you have in your computer would show up in this list. And why I like this is because over here, when I open a folder, I can see all my designs. Okay, and I don't have to, when you go into open and new, you see one design at a time. So I do like to see all my designs at one time. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you go in. If I opened up a new page, this is my work page, and I can, of course, have my grid on or off. I'm going to turn it off for a quick moment here. There we go. And then over here you have a bunch of tools, shapes, lettering, there's monogramming, all kinds of text art that you can do over on this side. So you can create over here. You also have a function up here, so you can do cut files for your digital cutters. You can do crystal overlays and send those to your digital cutter, and you can also do the paint and the stencil. So you have those options. This is the full program, so you have more options and more things that you can work with. And I love this program. I like to use this so often. So let me show you what else we have as far as software. So I'm going to open up my software page here, this one. There we go. All right, so this is all the software we have. And when I was talking earlier, I started with the CM17. So the CM17 has the Artistic Digitizer for software, and then it has for apps, several different apps. If we move on to our 15,000, that would be this one here, the machine, this one here. I'm going to open this up to show you what it looks like. So when you open it, this is everything that's in our CM17 Horizon Link suite. It allows you to wirelessly connect to your machine as well. Your embroidery link tool is where you would do your editing, and you can view your designs in there, do your merging, all of that. The pattern combo tool, which is here, this is so that you can make decorative stitch designs in your software and then take them by USB to your machine and stitch them out on the sewing side. So you don't have to use the combine window on your sewing machine. You could do it all in here. So it looks kind of like this. I'm going to open this one, maybe. Let's see, there it goes. So you have all your stitches in here, and you could go through, let me see the patterns. You can open up, let's say this one, and you can make combinations of designs and then send them over by, you can send wirelessly or by USB. So not only can you do it on your machine, but you can do it right here in your software, which sometimes is a lot easier on there. So I'm going to go back. Let me close this. And then we have the AccuFill tool. So remember I mentioned that is the AccuFill tool for creating quilting designs for your machine. It's included with your 15,000. We have Stitch Composer in here. There's your screensaver tool, some help movies, and of course, this is the installer so that you can use a USB with your 15,000. So that is the Horizon Link suite. Let me open Embroidery Link really quickly here so you can see what's in that tool. I don't know why I'm getting a little raspy here today. Let me have a little sip. Wow, there it goes. So here in your Embroidery Link tool, you can monitor on your computer rather than on your iPad. You have an embroidery simulator that's like slow redraw. Here you can edit your designs, and this is very important here. You can do layouts in here. So if you wanted to do a large tablecloth, or you had embroideries that you're going to put in several different places, you can lay them out in the layout mode. So if you haven't opened your Horizon Link suite, if you haven't loaded it to your PC, I would say load that puppy up and start playing with it. So let's close that. That is Horizon Link suite. And let's move to the S9 for editing. So the S9 has AccuTools. And of course, it has Embroidery Editor, Stitch Composer, your screensaver, and then your USB installer. Again, if I open Embroidery Editor, you'll have very similar things to what was in Horizon Link Suite. You have a layout, your open files is down here, and then where you would place your hoops and edit your files. So that's all in AccuTools for your S9. All right, so for the, I don't have, let me see if I do have it. Oh, Embroidery Editor is for the 500 series, so I'm going to open that up. Now this is only the editing part of those two programs I just showed you. It's laid out a little bit differently, but it's very similar. You pick your hoop. You can go and search for a design. Whoops, in here. I can go out into my computer and search for designs and then bring them in here, merge designs, rotate, all of that stuff is there. You have your tools under edit. So when I do a demo on Horizon Link Suite, definitely you can follow along here on the editing side of things because it's going to be very similar. Things might be slightly in a different place, but you have almost all the same tools. So you can really follow along with that as well. Okay. So all of these are included with those machines. They come right with the machine. The other couple that I mentioned that come with the machine would be your Quilt Block Advisor. I'll open that up. And here are your different blocks that you can pick. And when you pick a block, you have up here in this part here, you can put the height and width and how many rows and what your seam allowance will be. And then as it calculates, it will give you the cutting and directions and all of that. So as it moves along here under how to sew, it'll give you the instructions on how to sew it. Pretty cool. So if you're new to quilting, you have a built-in program. This comes with all of our top machines from the S9 and up. So you'll be able to use that. The other thing I mentioned was Stitch Composer. That comes packaged with the AccuStitch program, but you also noticed it was under Horizon Link Suite as well. And Stitch Composer is a graphing program for making decorative stitches. I could just come in here and make decorative stitches. I could well, I'm not very good when I'm just talking and playing, but you can make your own stitches here. You can see what they look like when they stitch out before you send them to your machine. So that's, and I'm not going to save that. So that's your Stitch Composer. It does come inside AccuStitch. We'll talk with that in a moment. And then we have Screensaver. Uh-oh, so let me see what's happening here. I'm getting some kind of, hopefully everybody can still hear me. Yep, you have Quilt Block Advisor for the for your 15,000. It's not under, I don't think it's under embroidery. It's in the PC application pack that you got with your machine. So you have to go and look for that. You might have, sometimes it's a QR code now, or they give you information to go to the global page and download it, so you can get Quilt Block Advisor. So I talked a lot about AccuStitch. I'm going to open that up. This is a standalone product. It does come packaged with Stitch Composer, so anybody who doesn't have it that automatically with their machine, you can purchase it. This is the one I said you could purchase. So it comes packaged with the CM17. We had to, I think we purchased it with our 15,000, and we purchased it with the everything else, S9 and so forth. I think it's coming with the, let me look here, because AccuStitch might be coming with the 550 ELE, the special edition. They might have added it in there as well. So if you have a special edition, the LE, then check your manual, check your quick start guide, check your packaging, because it would be in there if it came with it. I think it does come with it. And then when you have the, if you had a 12,000 and you purchased AccuFill, you would have an AccuFill program as well that you would work with. So that would be a software that's in here. Your 500, the 500 series can purchase an AccuFill, and so could if you had a 12,000. It didn't come with our 12,000s in the beginning. All right, I'm going to close this part here. Let me see. I'm going to do it this way, or just do this. And then I'm going to go to my apps page. All right, so those of you, I know we had an M8 on here earlier. So on this is all the apps that we have, and on the first three, AccuAssist, AccuSpark 2, and AccuSpark, those are for, the AccuSparks are for our M8, our M6, our 9480, 9450, 9400. Those work with those machines. Okay, so they're like little manuals in the palm of your hand. AccuAssist is for our CM17, and it covers both your sewing and your embroidery side, and you can connect to it wirelessly and send things to your machine that way. Now, those of you who have our other machines, you could definitely download these apps and use them for the sewing information that's in there, and even for the embroidery information. Okay, so that a lot of times, a lot of that's the same from machine to machine. So it's good to know. You could still download them. They are free. All of these are free except for this one that says AccuDesign. That one is purchasable. Let me check here for questions. Yeah, so your M7 would work with AccuSpark. Let's see. Yes, M7 will be able to work with AccuSpark. It's just a manual. When you open it, here you have your information. You can look at your stitch chart, your sewing applications. If you wanted to open something with sewing applications, it tells you different things within here. So that's how those options work at the beginning. Now the CM17 came with embroidery link. That's our next one over from the left. It's the one with the big E. And as I said, this is for bringing designs in. You can, let's see, I have saved designs in here. I can bring these in and work with them in my program. I can send them directly to my machine if I want, because I'm connected, or I can take it in here and edit this design right here on the edit screen. So if I wanted to make this is probably as big as the hoop, but say I wanted to make it a little smaller, or maybe this section here I wanted to do something different with, I could pull it out and maybe put it over here. Whoops, it's outside my piece. There we go. So I could play around with the different pieces. You can change colors in here. You can resize. I could just pull this to make that bigger or smaller if I wanted. So I could create a whole new quilting layout. Or if I wanted to work with, I'm going to discard that. I don't need to save it. Like this one here. I'm going to go in here and edit this design. This one here, I brought in the pin cushion that we've had in other machines. And then I played with the built-in fonts down here and the lettering art with it. I was over at Close to Home up in Connecticut. So that's where that comes from. So that is our embroidery link. So you can work with this on your iPad or your Android tablet. And I think it's a great app. There's a scissor button in there so you can clip things away. I love the resize to hoop. So if you want something giant, you can resize it to the hoop. A lot of things you can do with it. All right, let's close this one. And AccuSetter. Now AccuSetter, I'm just going to open it. And then let's see. It did not give me the... So in here, you can go in and change your machine model. This is the models that work with AccuSetter. This is for perfect placement. You would load a design to your machine, open your AccuSetter, receive the design, and then take a picture of it so that you can align it with your hoop. I know you can't. There we go. And there is a tour program in with that as well. Let me go back to my apps. There we go. So there's a tour. Let me see if the tour comes up. Is this the tour? There we go. So there's a little bit of a tour in here. And there we go. So it explains how to do the AccuSetter. I love this. Amy is the one. Where's Amy? Are you still in here? She's the queen of AccuSetter. And this is great for those times, anytime you want perfect placement, of course, something over a pocket, whatever, or that time you have a mishap. And you know what that is. You leave the room or something pops out of the hoop, AccuSetter to the rescue. So everyone should be playing with AccuSetter, really. Everyone should be. All right, so let me get out of here and close this. Let's see, get that closed. There we go. Here's our screensaver tool. Oh, no, let's go to AccuSketch. So AccuSketch is good for every machine, really, because when you draw in here, it saves as a GIF and you can email it to yourself. So it's a free app for drawing. This is my little capybara. I'm going to turn off the background so you can see him. I'm still working on this guy. I have him saved, but I love capybaras. So there he is. What work with the 550E AccuSetter? Unfortunately, no. AccuSetter is only for our Wi-Fi machines, the S9, 15,000, and the CM17. But the app I'm in right now, AccuSketch, everybody can use AccuSketch. So let's say I'm done with this and I'm going to stitch. I can send it, but if I use this little paper here, I can send it to my email. I can put it in AccuEdit, in Embroidery Link. So I have other things I could do with this. So if I'm a 550E owner, I would email it to myself, and then I could stitch it out on my 550E. You just have to watch your the size of your hoops, and you can actually make hoop sizes or design areas in here. So as long as you don't exceed your hoop sizes, you should be okay. All right. So that's AccuSketch. And then Screensaver. So Screensaver is for everybody. I don't think with the 550E has Screensaver with it, but our S9, 15,000, 14, all of those on up to the CM17 have that. And you could come in here and let's look at my gallery. So you can make a gallery. So right now this bottom one is what's showing on on my machine right now. But if I wanted to change it to this one here that I'm showing, I can show how long I want the pictures to go, and then I would just hit send. It would Wi-Fi over for me. If I have a machine that doesn't have Wi-Fi, I could put it on a USB stick and take it over that way. So that's how that works. I love Screensaver. It's a little silly thing, I know, but I love it when I can put pictures across here and show things that I really, that I really love or I want to see quite often. And there's Dot and Polka right there. And we won't talk about who's in the middle there. There we go. This is, I'm going to close this again so you can see. This is AccuEdit. So AccuEdit is for our 15,000 and our S9. And it is an editing program. So you can there's my hoop. You can choose your model. You can look at the designs. You can bring over the designs from your machine so you see all your machines. This little toolbox here gives you all those tools. So you can edit everything right here. When you're ready to send it to your machine, you would hit the up arrow and send it. I don't have one of the machines to connect to it, so I can't send. I could save a design I made in here, but I can't send it. Okay, so that's AccuEdit. So if you have your 15,000 or an S9, here's your app version of your editing program. Then we have AccuMonitor. Now, AccuMonitor, when you turn this on when you have your 15 or your S9, and it will show you what's stitching on your machine at that time. And it shows you the color changes, it shows you when it stopped, and so forth. So in Embroidery Link for our CM17, they put the AccuMonitor program in there. So we don't need this for our CM17. It's built in. If you're using Embroidery Link and you're connected to your machine, as soon as you start sewing, it'll open into the monitor program. It would look just like this. Very cool. Sort of like a little babysitter for your machine. And then, of course, here we have AccuDesign. I will open this up. AccuDesign comes packaged with designs that you can purchase. You can import designs using the arrow on the top right. You can export on the top left. You can export and email it to yourself. So anybody can, I know a lot of users that like this program. So you would just, when you open something on the screen, I'm not sure, there we go. So I have it here on the screen. If I wanted to change anything, remove anything, I could, select different parts. Maybe I just want to use the snowman. I could come in here and delete the my snowman if I want to. Let's see up here. Or just the outer lines of it and just keep, this is an applique, so it has a lot of these borders around it. So let's see if we can get them out of there. A lot of borders. There we go. So now I'm just down to my, pretty much almost all of my snowman. So maybe I wanted to use him with something else, and then I wanted to put lettering in here. I could do that as well. So that's AccuDesign. It's purchasable in the App Store. It might be in the Play Store for Android as well. And once you're done with your design, I have the little export up here. I can export it as a GIF. And again, you see the options I have for exporting. So anybody can play with this. But if you have a CM17, you don't need this because you have it with Embroidery Link. All right, I think that's everything. I'm going to put the camera back on and see if there's any questions. And if I need to review what comes with what machine, just let me know and I'll do that. Let me get my camera. There we go. All right, so if anybody would like a review, let me know. I'll wait because it's a little bit of a delay sometimes when I have to go there. And let me go back and look if there's any questions. Amy's been pretty good at catching those. All right. Okay, I'll just wait just a second. So I just want to let you know, tomorrow I'll be back and I'm going to be talking about seam guides seam guides and cloth guides. Okay, so if you want to check back tomorrow, I'll be here same time, same place. And just so you know, all of these, the lives we do Tuesday through Friday, you will find them on the Janome Sewing Machines page, if you go under the events, you can sign up for each of them. I just posted them as general, like Tuesdays with Celine, Wednesday with Janome, Thursdays with Anne, Friday for the Continental Club. So you can catch them all there. We're doing them all on this page, the Janome Sewing Machine page, plus streaming them to YouTube, so you'll find them there. Okay, so, here's... all right, so Patty, you have to ask me what can I get what for the MC 14,000, so I need to know what. Now, Jeannie, you asked what apps for your 550E. So for your 550E, you can't directly use an app like you would with, I think you have a 15,000 or a CM17. So with the apps that you could use, AccuSketch, because you can email it to yourself. You could use AccuDesign and email it to yourself. And really that's it. The other ones are sewing machine oriented, like AccuSpark, are just sewing machine side. And then, AccuAssist has embroidery information as well. So some of that might pertain to a 550E, general stuff, like what the icons mean and so forth. So that may help you with that. All right. Hopefully that answers your question. And Patty, I'm not sure what you're asking for. Maybe the last thing I asked about, maybe I showed the AccuDesign. Anyone can use AccuDesign because you can export as a GIF and email it to yourself, pick it up there and take it to your machine. Okay. They used to have a USB that was double-ended that you could put in your iPad and save to your USB. And I did that for quite a bit. But it was like, I don't know, it was a very expensive USB. But they have some, but they're for photos. So they don't always work to transfer your design information. I've tried some other lesser brand ones and I cannot get them to work. So you really, and then the one I was using, they don't make anymore. Okay, so with AccuDesign, that's what you would do. Let me think what else is up there. Same with AccuSketch. Anyone can use AccuSketch. I love that program. I think Amy likes to sign her name and then you can stitch it onto your quilt. So you have your name already in your quilt, ready to go. You can draw pictures like I did there. You can create original art. There's a stitch package in there and so forth. All right, so I think we got all the questions. Let's see. All right, I think we're pretty close. All right, everyone. If you have future questions, just put them down below. I'll come back and answer them, or someone on our staff will come by and answer them as well. In case you re-watch it and you have a question, just post it. We'll catch it that way. All right, I'll see you all tomorrow. Hopefully you'll come back for our seam guide, cloth guide, if you're interested in finding out what that's all about. And several of our machines have these little tools, and we probably don't even know what they're for. Okay. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of the day, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. If not, have a great weekend, because usually Thursday is the start of my weekend. Bye for now.